Hi, Cancer. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for December 2019. For you, there's lots of activity in your 6th and 7th houses this month. So the emphasis begins on in both areas, really, and then concentrates into the 7th house of relationship. So there'll be some work stuff, some partnership stuff. And Julia, what do you have to say about Venus, Mercury, and Mars in these houses?
Sure. Well, hey, Cancer. So Venus begins the month in your seventh house of partnership, where she absolutely loves to be. So wherever we have Venus in our charts is where we experience more pleasure. So you might just be enjoying more harmony with your partner during this time. And if you're
Mm.
single, then it's a really great time to get out there and date. Then when Venus goes into your eighth house on December 19th, you're going to become much more intense in your romantic feelings. And
Mhm.
that might mean that you want to sort of merge more fully with your partner by either sharing money with them or other types of resources, or even going psychologically deeper with them as well. And then Mars is going to be in Scorpio all month, which corresponds with your fifth house. And the fifth house is the house of amusements as well as children, too. So if you are involved in playing any types of games, like let's say you do trivia nights, or let's say you are part of a soccer or dodgeball team, Mars is a very competitive planet. So you might be extra competitive in those games during this time. Gambling is also a fifth house activity. So if you like going to Las Vegas, be careful because you also might be extra impulsive because Mars is an extremely impulsive planet. So be a little mindful. Also, if you do have children, which are also governed by the fifth house, you might experience more disagreements with them than usual because Mars tends to bring its feisty sort of combative energy wherever it is in our birth chart. Then Mercury is going to enter Sagittarius on December 9th, which is your sixth house. Sixth house is a house of health, habits, routines, also the workplace. So you can sort of apply greater strategies at work. Your mind might also be on more health matters than usual and what habits you need to start to sort of improve your health more. And then Mercury enters Capricorn on December 28th. That corresponds again with your seventh house of partnership. And it's a great time for smoothing over any types of issues you may have had in communications in the past. It's a great time for negotiation. And your best thinking this month might be done with the help of another person that you can bounce ideas off of, because the seventh house represents one-to-one relationships. And what's going on that you see this month, Jamie?
Well, I love that as a segue for talking about Jupiter because Jupiter is moving into Capricorn now for the first time in about 12 years. It has a grand cycle and passes through the whole zodiac in that time. And so now it's come back around to Capricorn, which is the sign to do with career and authority, with self-discipline and structure. And Jupiter's passage through Capricorn should bring some career luck to all of us, but for you, Cancer, it will also bring relationship luck because this is your seventh house of partners and partnership. So I'd say you're due for a relationship luck period, especially if you're watching this video because you have Cancer rising and not because you have Cancer sun sign. So yeah, it's a great time to update your dating profile. It's a great time to take a look around you and see whether maybe you've been noticed by somebody that you might want to notice back. And and this is a wonderful time for, if you're already in a relationship, to have a renaissance in that relationship. So Jupiter luck is a wonderful thing. It's a great thing to tap and make use of when it's happening. A lifelong love reading would be a really good way to do that. Um, and the seventh house is not just a house of romantic partners, it's a house of partners of all kinds. So um, consultancies, if you consult with anyone, such as a lawyer or even a therapist, those kinds of relationships can also be benefited when Jupiter is there in your seventh house. So there's some powerful growth and expansion coming in that arena. Now, there is a full moon in Gemini happening on the 11th. Let's take a look at that. And here it is, and it falls in your 12th house, Cancer, opposite a sun that is in your 6th house. And I've been saying about this moon, don't overthink it. use your intuition. And that's because when the moon is in Gemini, there is such a strong tendency to take all of those strong, powerful lunar emotions and try to channel them through the rather inadequate medium of words. And sometimes that seems to mean that a lot of words get spoken, but not a lot of feelings actually get across. Now, this moon is falling in your 12th house, and what this suggests actually is that you would do better to spend this moon in solitude, and it's happening on the 11th, so that would mean that basically 10th, 11th, and 12th, you may find that you're a little bit more emotionally porous than usual, a little bit more prone to be just saturated with other people's words, and so it would probably be really smart, instead of listening to all those other people who always want to bend your ear and utilize that wonderful sympathy that you have in droves, if you just kind of steal away by yourself and think things through on your own, but not, again, not overthinking. We have a video about this full moon, and you might want to check it out. It's in the December news playlist, and it says more than I can squeeze into a horoscope. There's another moon coming at the end of the month, and it's happening actually right on Christmas, which means that it's probably going to be associated for a lot of people with the holiday itself. Now, it's not just a plain old new moon. I keep trying to put December 25th in here. Aha, okay, I got it. It's not just any old new moon, it's an eclipse too, and that means that everything is so much more emotionally charged. Now, an eclipse is a time when you see your shadow, and for you, Cancer, this eclipse is falling in, again, that house of partnership, that 7th house of relating, and Jupiter is involved. Now, this could have two meanings. Because an eclipse shows us our shadow, it's going to be showing you your shadow in relationships, and it's probably going to be doing that around Christmas, just when you're spending time with family. So you're maybe going to have a lot of intense mirroring coming at you. However, the presence of Jupiter suggests that this could be very powerful for growth, and also very powerful for bringing benevolent people closer to you and into partnership with you. So it could all turn out actually very well because of Jupiter being there. And of course, it certainly depends on how you handle things. Handling things with the best grace and generosity that you can muster can only help. I think that may be all we have for you, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely check in with our December news videos. And if you feel like you want a reading, just check us out at pandoraastrology.com/services, because that relationship luck period is something to jump on. And we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.